join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. This came with MrTruck.com with an SUV review, a 2022 Nissan Armada, and it's the SL. So it's fairly loaded. It's got a lot of stuff on. I'll tell you about what's in there. But it's 400 horsepower and at 5.6 V8, and it is 413 foot-pounds of torque with a 7-speed automatic. It's fun. It's the right size vehicle for doing a lot of things with the family, and it will tow 8,500 pounds. We're towing 8,000 pounds, but it's pretty awesome. We're going to come back down the hill now and see how well it does grade shifting. It did pretty good on the way up. We got about 4,000 RPM, no different than the hills where I came from this morning. But join us for the rest of the review. On the road to New Haven by Hussles Park, we're at a beautiful creek. Yes, I have the engine running. That's because I need the air compressor. Now we have this rig set up about right. Got to finish tying it down, but we've got, of course, the Gen Y hitch, adjustable hitch, and we have spring arms on it, weight distributing. We've got my new power jack. I'm so excited. Took the cover off under the bumper so I can put the hitch on. Really nice setup here for the trailer plug and the safety chains. Very easy to set up. Now here's here I am in the yard. Before I tie anything down, I'll make sure we're fairly level with the trailer and the truck. But you can hear the air compressor. That's the air compressor. It must be the smallest one they could find, and I'll stop complaining, but this is the problem. GM has the fastest air system, and I do like air ride. I think it's great. Wish all the trucks had it. And on the GM ones, it goes right up. It's done. On the Nissan models that have air, this is what you do. You watch the grass grow, which gives you plenty of time to watch the tire go up. Now the air compressor just shut off, so we are still, with the weight distributing and everything, looks like we're still about 2 inches of squat. It's kind of unusual. I don't know if I bounce down the road a bit, if that'll help the air compressor finish going up. Because we're towing 8,000 pounds. This is rated at 8,500 pounds, and that's the trailer and my YJ 1987 Wrangler. I like the Armada. I mean, there's only a couple things that I would change. I told you about the air compressor. Look how thick this front seat is. All these seats are gigantic, and this has the captain's chairs all around. Giant console. Well, looky here. Only two things that I have a problem with. Nice wide seat for a big wide-bodied reporter, but the seat belt's not a wide-bodied reporter. It actually goes in. So to fasten this, I have to pinch my wide body thigh, known as a fat ass, to get it in and to get it out. I have to pinch my butt just to get it out because it's, you know, narrower than the seat. So for us larger style of people, that's a problem. Not a big problem, but it gets tired of buckling up and pinching myself every time it happens. But some of the cool things is it does have a trailer brake controller, right where it's really easy to get to. It's in the center stack, clear over to the left side. Good position. And this thing, and a knob, I think you have slippery, you have 4-wheel drive automatic, 4-wheel drive high, and you have a low range, which is really good. But look at that, that's tow haul mode. I love tow haul mode. So we're going to take this up in the mountains and see how well it controls me going downhill. That's what it's all about. It also has a front camera. I will show you that when it's on. Do a little off-roading. It's so nice to have a front camera. And back here, amongst all my junk, big center console with storage, gigantic storage. And you got controls back here, fan, But looky here. Looky here. I got a push button. Oh, it's the other side of the console. So the back people can use the front console for storage also. This captain's chair's back here. But looky here. Look how big that seat is. Look how thick it is. That's what gives you long distance comfort, is that thick foam on that puppy. Very nice seats. And of course, this is made to fold twice to get in there. And actually my big wide body would not have problem climbing back there to get to that third row. Awesome. Big heavy duty latches hold that seat in. But folds up. Oh. So you can either trip it with this lever, or you can trip it with the lever on the back side of the seat. Awesome. Well, I stopped at the damn store to get some damn vittles. Let's see, I put on my tow haul mode. I'm set. My 7-speed automatic. See if I can make it around this curve before the first car tries to hit me. This has got some high speeders up here, and it's a curve, and it's a hill, and I'm going to go for it. I got wide open spaces. Don't want to hit this rim. There we go. We're off. This 2022 Armada. The big body change was in 2017. So this is it the Midnight Edition? I think it is. There's the big water pipe. This is an SL Midnight Edition package, which is cool. It's got all the cool black wheels, the black grill, the 20-inch aluminum wheels that are alloys. They got the black exterior mirrors, the black roof rails. I'll go through this after we get a chance to stop. But this one has the cool captain's chairs, and they've got leather appointments. I guess that means the middle part's leather. And that's 4 big captain's chairs. I always like that package. Then the third row's got 3 seat belts, so you could actually put 7 people in here. 8 if you had a bench in the middle, but they would be little people in the back. It does have a big opening. You get to that third row. I'm pretty impressed with it. This has got the 5.6 V8, and it sounds like it's got that great rumble. We're up here, Rocky Mountain National Park, coming in from Loveland. The river's running, nothing's froze over, not much snow yet. So I don't even know on the other side if ski resorts are doing a whole lot yet. A lot of times they open at Thanksgiving, but I don't think this year, unless Steamboat did. But yeah, and we're towing 8,000 pounds.
High wind warning in about 39.9 miles from current location.
That's been going on for 3 days. Give me high wind warning. Doesn't tell you which direction the high wind warning is. Just tells you high wind warning. We've always got high winds, especially up around Estes. Anyway, we're towing 8,000 pounds, which is my Jeep, my YJ, my old 87 Wrangler, weighs around 3,000, and then the tilt trailer, load trail, it's 5,000 pounds. And this Armada will tow 8,500 pounds. So we're not at maximum, but it's a good load up here in the mountains. We are climbing elevation. Get up here to Estes. Watch the river run, watch the rocks. I love the view through here. This is one of the best views of the mountains, is the one here on Highway 34 coming from Loveland to Estes Park. I always like this run. People are finding weird places to park alongside here. There's not a whole lot of room. And this, I like the tow package on this. It's actually a decent receiver hitch you can get to. You got to take the plastic cover off, but the tow hook rings are perfect. You couldn't ask for better ones. Easy to hook up, and the plug is right side up, a door on top, so it holds that plug in there. Oh, that's right. And it's got a brake controller. It's got tow haul mode, and the mirrors are decent. They're not towing mirrors, but they're fairly big. And with a car trailer like this, you can see over the fenders. It does well. But this This puppy is set up for towing right from the factory with this this package. And this is the SL package, which comes pretty well loaded.
High wind warning in about 20.0 miles from current location.
Come on, lady, tell me which direction the high wind is. I have no idea. It's been telling me that for 3 days. But it doesn't tell me if it's behind me, ahead of me, to the side, or what. It's useless information coming across the radio. We're up here, we have a lot of little cherry stores. I love the cherry cider. It's always on the way to Estes. It seems to be a big thing up here. They have blackberry, they have a lot of cool things. A lot of cabins right along here too, and there's a bunch of cabins that get closer to Estes too. We've camped up here a few times. So this one here, when I took off this morning from our house out in the middle of the sand hills, and they called sand hills for a reason. There's a lot of hills. So between my world headquarters and even Kersey, you go through a lot of hills. And they're pretty good grades. There's up and down and up and down. And every time I'd hit a hill, I'd get 4,000 RPM, even in tow haul mode. And it would pull her down. And sometimes I'm getting 11 miles to the gallon in the hills, and I got as much as 14 on the flats towing a trailer. And it's rated at 18 on the highway. But it'd be cool to have a cabin up here. Just so awesome. Love the view up here. And it's 2:20 in the afternoon, so it gets a little darker because the sun's over there. It's on the other side of this mountain. So I have to lighten this video up so you can see it. There's my Rolling Thunder. That's only at 2,500 RPM. 4,000, it makes some cool noises. Going up the hill. And it's got a push button hatch on the back, clears all my hitches and my jacks. It's really weird, the third row seat, which I don't know, I guess it's an option. You don't have power folding seats. You have to push a button and push them forward, or pull a strap and push them forward. The middle seat too, it just flips over twice to get back there. But none of that power stuff on this one for the seats. But these are cozy seats. I've got a picture I'm putting up here how thick the back second row seats are. They're thick. The front ones are thick too. There's a piece of plastic, so you can't see how deep they are, because they are deep. But very comfortable. I mean, this is made for us wide body reporters. Comfortable seats. The seat belt, that's another thing. I talk about that in another clip here. But yeah, it's a comfortable truck. It's quiet. So when you get that 4,000 RPM mark, it does make the rumble, which I like. Yeah, we're not getting much snow yet. It's just kind of weird. Usually we get quite a bit in November. The biggest snow is, March and April. But 5 rivers start in Colorado, so it's always good to have all that going on here. Some throttle, 2,600 RPM. So anyway, gear I'm in. This is a 7th speed. So if I was to guess, I would say we're probably in 4th or 5th. We're doing 40 mile an hour, and that's about what the curves are. Sometimes you can go 45. Very few times can you get up to 50. But yes, indeed. It's a fun drive. I always, take the kids up here, take the grandkids up here to Estes, because it's not that far of a drive. It's a beautiful drive. A lot of fun. They got nice parks up here. They got all kinds of food. Chocolate covered strawberries. All kinds of cherry cider. Oh yeah, there is. There's a multitude of foods up here. It's a big tourist area. We've stayed up here. My wife and I have several times spent Thanksgiving up here. A lot of the restaurants are open. And I always thought that was fun. Take the drive to the mountains, see the mountains, and have your own little Thanksgiving. 40 mile an hour. I think this road has more curves than the 36, Highway 36 coming out of Lyons. And the mountains go straight up here too. There's, you know, a few flat places on the Highway 36. Come on, I want to find a big hill. Drove this with Andre the other day, and we were comparing this to the Ford Hybrid 150. And it's actually got better fuel mileage pulling. I think we were pulling a, what was it, 1,100 pound trailer. Now we weren't, you know, we were pulling 8,100 pounds, I think. Getting in some more little pull-offs are building up here after all the floods and the fires. Constantly rebuilding. It's like Vegas, you know. Vegas, they keep rebuilding everything, putting up new skyscrapers here. They keep rebuilding the road after all the disasters come through. Been a lot of floods through here. Now it's forest fire time.
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
I'm going up here toward Glen Haven. Haven't been in it in a while. It's an offshoot toward Hestus, but this has got some cool curves. I've taken the Ford Raptor up here. Got some pretty steep switchbacks. Got almost a 4,000 RPM on that little hill. It's where the road coming up from my place is just, there's hill after hill after hill. Got a lot of oil field workers out there and a lot of big rigs. That's what I like about it. I'm out in the middle of where there's corn, there's cattle, there's alfalfa, and everybody's got a pickup truck and a lot of hot shodders with those 40-foot goosenecks being pulled by a 1-ton dually. So it is pretty cool. I want to switch back city. We're here on the way to Drake. I mean, there's a curve every 100 yards. No place to turn around or stop. Yeah, it's just curve, curve, curve. Of course, that gets me a chance to wrap this puppy up to make the next curve. At 4,000 RPM right there. You heard what that sounds like. Of course, it'll go to 6,000 if I was climbing a mountain. I would be at 6,000 RPM. But I'm just rolling along the river here. Beautiful rock formations. Actually quite a bit of traffic for an off-road. It's not the Estes Road, and I'm surprised how many people are up here. Even bicycles. It is a very narrow road and no shoulder to speak of, or I'd be pulling over here. Give it the gas. This curve, most of the stuff up here is 20 and 25 miles an hour on the Drake Road. Don't see a whole lot of fire damage in here. I see beetle damage. That's about everywhere. So we're actually in Glen Haven, which is a little spot. There's a place to pull over. Yeah, up here in Rockies, it's beautiful up here. Sitting across from where looks like there was a house. Now it's kind of gone. But I just took video of the old chute handles. All 3 rows have their own handles. You can tell it's made for an old guy like me. I can pull myself into all 3 rows, which is important, I guess. And by golly, I think we're here on, I don't know what highway this is, but it's one that goes New Haven. Cuts off from the 34 from the Estes. And it's got the surround camera. See where those big rocks are. Heated seats. You got all kinds of stuff in here. It's pretty well equipped. And, you know, it's got a lot of dials. Normal stuff. Shows you air pressure. Shows you, you know, oil pressure and all that. But this is the SL, so it's one step down from the Platinum. 4-wheel drive, 7-speed automatic. Of course, I told you all the other stuff. It's 20-inch painted alloy wheels, and I'm sure that's all. But it's the unique aluminum alloy wheels that comes with this Midnight Edition package. The premium paint costs you almost $400. Wow. But that's what, the Midnight Edition package is $1,990. And it gives you those wheels, gives you the black exterior mirror, the black roof rails, the rear LED lamps, the black finisher, whatever that means, black grille, black front and lower fascia, I showed you that, black exterior logos, black interior headliner, okay, black interior trim, the black leather appointed seats, Midnight Edition floor mats, cargo mat. So that's what you get. It's got illuminated kick plates. Wow, just the kick plates. They light up at night, but they're almost $400 by themselves. The captain's chair package is $650. It gives you the 4 captain's chairs and that big console in the middle, padded armrest. So your whole package here with everything, MSRP, is $64,630. This has got a 1650 payload, which is really good. You can get your biggest relatives in here. They will all fit in here. But this SL, I think, is the best value of all the packages they have. And this is, it's a body on frame like a truck. It does have independent suspension, which they go for the better ride. Let's see. It's 13 speakers. The Bose speakers, there's 13 of them. Let's see. Tow haul, I told you all about that. The black on black. The brake controller is great. And it has, it's a 12.3 touchscreen display, which looks at least that big. It's got a border around it, but it's pretty big. And let's see, 7-color meter display. All the normal stuff you see on all these SUVs. See, it's 4 USB ports. 2 Type A, 2 Type C. Of course, it's got dual zone, all that normal stuff. But let's see, it's got to be something else. Rear door alert. Yeah, it's weird. Every time I set a camera in the back seat, it has alerts. And even no matter what I do, it seems like it tells me I've got people sitting there with no seatbelts, and it's just me. So anyway, that's how that works. But it's got tread sway control. I do like the hitch. We talked about that. That's set up really well. 10-way power driver's seat, 8 power way on the other side. So it's fairly loaded. Of course, got all the normal stuff: intelligent lane intervention, a blind spot intervention, all that. And we talked about the 360 round view monitor. It's got like LED lights everywhere. It's got the running boards. And this one is rated 18 on the highway, 15 combined, 13 in the city. So there's no bragging rights on that. I don't know why, for some reason, this wasn't rated for crash. But the 8,500 pound towing, these are decent mirrors. The visibility is good. The body on frame, all the things I really like in a towing vehicle, this Armada has. This is a 2022. We're moving right along. And you could go to 8 passengers if you go to the bench in the middle. So they say it's the largest display in the class at 12.3. I'd have to check that out. But yeah, that Endurance, the 5.6 V8's been around quite a while. It's a good engine. But it says power folding function in the third row seat. Mine, I just pulled the little strap and it folded down. I didn't see power buttons anywhere. Like the automatic dim switches. Not everybody's fond of them in the trucking world, but I like them. But overall, it's a good machine. It's outstanding in a few things for the class, but it's got a lot of competition with the Ford Expedition, all the GM models, the Durango and the Ram side, or the Chrysler side is a little smaller, the Dodge Durango. This was a little smaller than the Expedition, and right now probably the Tahoe and the whole GM line of big SUVs. So actually, that's the thing too. Where I live, there's a lot of Nissan. Must be a strong dealership in Greeley. because I see Nissans everywhere. And that's how it is. You get a strong dealer network, you really can move the ball. But that's what I think of this. I like it. I think it's a good towing machine. I mean, 8,500 is not class leading, but it, you know, it tows about the same as a lot of half-ton trucks. You know, it's short enough wheelbase you can get this around, actually maneuver around really well. So, anyway, it's the SL 2022 Nissan Armada. Real nice command center here. I just put it in tow haul mode. Big screen, easy to reach controls, knobs. I love knobs because I do things with gloves on. And then underneath here says you can close this up and make it look pretty, actually. You can close that and make it look pretty. Oh, this is the SV. So it's actually I think the best value model. But you can put your phone in there and charge it, and then you have a 12 volt. I'm going to use a 12 volt. To run my Tucson tire pressure monitoring. Turn it on. And wait for the truck to roll. Because once it rolls, we'll get a reading of what my pressure is. Tire pressure. Pushing buttons. Boom! There they go. Wow. I do like these wheels. Good looking. Nice running board. And these captain's chairs in the back, I really do like them. They're comfortable, they're thick, well padded. Of course, you got this giant console, cup holders and all. Running boards all kind of molded into the wheel wells. Big doors. Nice big screen, a little baby moonroof. And it's got another giant console in here. Seat belts for at least 6. And there's your command center. And a baby moonroof. Of course, it's got a regular shifter. Of course, some modes. Look at the size of that air breather. That air filter must be gigantic, and it goes through this giant snorkel tube into your intake. Yep, the 5.6. It's a pretty famous, durable engine. No problems with it. Yep. Of course, it's got plastic covers like everything does, but 5.6. It's actually a good, reliable V8. Man, what an air intake system this thing has to have. Now, isn't that cool? That's the front camera. You see my son's truck is at night. That's night vision. Pretty good. And then here's your 360. Wow. Pretty cool. I love front cameras. Camera button right by the knob. Okay, there's a bigger front screen and a side that shows where the trash can is, so you don't run into that. And that's the full front camera. Gotta love it. It's so cool. There's the reverse camera. And then this other camera on the right shows you what angle your trailer is behind you. That is a good picture. And then I can change the view. Well, kind of, yeah. You go through several different angles, and there's just a full back end. I love it. Love these cameras. Reviewed a lot of hitches, videoed a lot of hitches, and my main hitch is Gen Y hitch. And this one is one we're going to try to beat up. This is our series called Gen Y hitch versus the jackhammer, and I'll show you the jackhammer in a little bit. But people are always saying, well, yeah, you know, you get all these Gen Y hitches and you're prejudiced and all this other nonsense. They do that on my videos. They do it when I'm with Andre on TFL Truck. But what I always say as a response to that question is, you find me a better hitch and I'll buy it. It's that simple. Holy cow! It did it! It did it! Okay, 60 degrees. Oh, holy cow! I broke off 2 chunks. Man, oh macro. Let me see. That's stuck. Holy cow. Now you can see the hole I was pounding away at. It made it square, but it didn't cave in the side by any means. It's just drilled the hole out a little. Made it square and round. Can you see that from the camera? What I'm going to do now for my next trick, I'm going to drill through the hole of the solid shaft. Okay, I'm on the hole of the 2-inch shaft that goes in your receiver of your truck. When I use a hole, which helps the jackhammer stay put, which is the only way I can get the jackhammer to stay put, is starting in a hole. And you can see that hole, I made this hole, you can see it's somewhat square too. And that's about all I can do. Look at them, there's no indentation where I was pounding, even on the hole when I was pounding on it. It didn't cave in the side, it didn't even move the side. Whack! Whack! Okay, these squares, moving on, pounding on with a sledgehammer and using the chisel and using the punch, and it never deflated or never distorted the squares. That's 2 layers of steel on each side. And then there's 2 layers between each one. They're all a lot of metal in there. And it never moved, it's still square, but I did tear up the holes a little. Now you can see that one, I chipped some chunks out of it. That's the hole, I squared it up, and there's the chisel marks. You can see the chisel marks, there's several of them there. Chisel mark there, chisel mark there, chisel mark there. That's from that impact chisel. And so it tried, that's all it would go, it never dug in. And that was the round tool I used, and it made it square. Now let me flip it over and show you the other side. Ah! Now, you can see these. Now you can see the square one there, that was around when I stuck that tool in, that punch tool, and it made it square, that's all it could do. So as I said before, if you can find a better hitch, a stronger hitch, a hitch that will never wear out on you, let me know, because I'll buy it. I don't think anything beats these Gen Y hitches. So I use them every week.